Hey pre-algebra kids, missed this again. Like I told you, I'm going to be using the smartboard as long as I can. So yes, I'm in the same clothes, but this is your next lesson. Today all we're going to be doing is taking that fancy Pythagorean theorem and applying it to real life situations. And I tried to use as many cool graphics as I could in this example, or in this lesson, to give you lots of examples. And then you're going to work through 2 examples on your own in homework. First example that we have up on the board is a pool. Ignore these 72 and 48 and all that stuff around the side. We're going to create our own numbers and own values for today. But this is an outline of a pool that's being installed. And the pool installer needs to determine the distance between support beam B and support beam C. So if you remember from our previous lesson, they need to find the hypotenuse. Here they have a right angle and they have a length on either side of the legs. And so we're going to use our Pythagorean theorem to solve, to find out how long this length or hypotenuse is. So how we find it is we're going to use a squared plus b squared, which equals c squared. Let's go ahead and make these into decimals for right now. So we're going to use 15.5 because 6 inches is half of a foot. So 15.5 will be one of our lengths. And then the other length that we're going to use is 48. I think that's a misprint. I think it's only supposed to be, oh, it's 48 inches. So if we take 48 inches and we make that into feet, just like we made this into feet, we get 4 feet. So we're gonna have 15.5 feet plus 4 feet. But we're not gonna just have the number, right? We're also going to have our squares because of the theorem. This should be able to give us the answer from the length from B to C squared. So 15.5 squared, thankfully I have my book here, is 240.25 plus 4 squared is 16. This equals C squared. When we add these together, we get 256.25 equal to C squared. What do we do to solve for C? Square root both sides. When we square root this side, remember the square cancels out, and the square root of this becomes approximately, not quite, but approximately 16. So the length of the support beam that they need from B to C is 16 feet approximately. Okay, so that's how you would solve in real life using the Pythagorean theorem, something that you may need. Well, what's another example that you could use it in real life? Say you're traveling on a river, you're going camping. Don't we wish we could all go camping instead of doing homeschooling? Yeah, I'm sure you do. This is an example of a boat going down a river, and the campsite is over here, and they want to get back to their tent. Just pretend it's a cool looking tent. I'm not a jar, you know this. So they're trying to figure out how they can get back to the shore, but of course there's waves in the river, and there's a current taking them this way. So they need to find out how long it will take them to get to shore on the other side. In order to do this, we can use our Pythagorean theorem, right? But we need to be able to know the 2 lengths so we can find the hypotenuse. The first length is 30.5 meters, and the other one is 52 meters. Okay, so now we should be able to figure out how long or how far the boat has to go. When Lisa was doing this, okay, she said that you take 30.5, you add 52, and you get 82.5 meters. Our task is to figure out, why is Lisa wrong? What did she do wrong? Well, if we know our Pythagorean theorem is a squared plus b squared equals c squared, the reason it can't just be 82.5 meters is because she did not square the values. So if we do go on and we do it correctly and we square each of the values, 30 0.5 squared becomes 930.25 plus 52 squared becomes 2704 for a total of c squared of equaling 3,634.25 meters. Well, now we have to square root both sides to get the actual length, and if you do that, you get an approximate of 60 meters. 60 meters is a lot different than 82 meters. I certainly would not want to be in a boat for 20 more meters than I'm not supposed to be in, especially if you have to go to the bathroom and you need to get to that tent or that campsite, or you're hungry and you want a s'more. So that is the correct way of solving this, and Lisa was incorrect because she did not square each of the values. One more thing that you're going to need to do for your homework is you're going to need to take a rectangular gate and solve with two lengths. So they want to know what the length of a rectangular gate is if they give you this length and this length. They tell you that it's 1 to 2, and you can use your Pythagorean theorem, which again is a squared plus b squared equals c squared, to solve this. This would be your a, this would be your b, and that would be c. So you just plug in the values they give you for the two lengths, a and b, square them, take the square root to solve for c. You're on your own again for homework. One of the homework problems is trying to figure out how Chen goes wrong. So if you have any questions, feel free to Zoom me and we'll talk then. See ya.